Mashallah, we're with a little. Mashallah, we're with a little miniature celebrity here, aren't we? What's your TikTok called again?
Northern Monkey.
Northern Monkey, mashallah. So these books are gonna fly. You just gotta sort these out for a second. So obviously, the funny thing is,
You might recognise the bald head. I need an orange thing.
see, so obviously you said that you've been defending Islam. I've seen that clip that he sent about. He sent it this morning actually.
I think the original clip went pretty viral because I was talking about the multiple books of the Bible and only one Quran, which is why I started reading it. So.
Okay, yeah, mashallah. So I'm guessing you believe in God.
Of course, yeah.
You definitely believe in God. So
I believe in God.
Yeah.
I believe you don't worship false idols, and I believe that Muhammad, peace be upon him, was the final prophet.
Mashallah, mashallah. Now I got to ask this question. Obviously, you believe that the God. You believe that Muhammad is the final messenger.
Yeah.
Why isn't it that you become Muslim then?
Because I don't know any Muslims. So that's what
Well, you know me now.
This is where I got on TikTok, and I've got all these people following and listening to me talking and stuff. So, no, I mean, obviously Christian background, you can see tattoos and all that.
So what is it particularly about Islam?
I've been to one mosque in my life, and I was turned away, and I think that's my parents really. So,
so
a gang of lads just said, "Look, I'm not welcome," because I do come across with the hair. I think they thought I was coming for trouble and stuff, and I've just said I'd like to speak to something about it.
I'll tell you something. There's a friend of ours, and he became Muslim. His name's Isa, and him and his brother, they both became Muslim. They're both white guys, English guys. They're both big. They both got bald heads, and he jokes around and says to us that when we walk into the masjid, people think EDL's coming.
This is it, you see.
But the thing is, these guys are like they're so into their religion now. These guys, you look at and you think, oh, this guy is, normal guy off the street, but he's such a practicing Muslim. He comes to the masjid, he's there, he's worshipping. There one other brother became Muslim he became Muslim just before Ramadan. Yeah, he's in our masjid, and he became Muslim just before Ramadan. And he actually did itikaf in Ramadan. 10 days he spent in the masjid, and he's had his own background. And you look at him, he's got tattoos over him as well. The thing is, the Muslim community, I'm so sad that you went to a mosque that they turned you away, but the Muslim.
I don't think it's like anything in it. You can't. Could have been just it was just one of those things, and it was probably at a time where EDL and all these idiots was quite prominent in the news and stuff, and I only wanted to speak to an imam, and obviously I didn't get through the door, but it didn't stop me studying,
Well, you seem knowledgeable. You seem quite knowledgeable, but what are your next steps in terms of your progression?
Well, I've had a few invites. I wanted to go look around, see how a mosque operates. I wanted to talk to some guys like yourself, so I come down. And it's not easy for somebody who's already married. There's a lot of things. It's one thing to say, I take the Shahada tomorrow, because my belief is basically Islam. So I just need to. It can't be a quick process. You'll see some of these reverts. I hate that word, by the way. I'm sorry. I hate revert. I prefer enlightened.
Enlightened. The only I'm not really a push on any particular word. When I was younger, they used to say converts, and as I've got older, they started saying reverts. And one of the reasons they say reverts is because they say that we've all been born with a natural fitrah. We've all been born with a natural inclination of believing in God. So they say that when someone says revert, it just means that you've come back to that initial inclination. But to be honest, call yourself whatever you want. I don't. You're enlightened.
So my plans. I'm basically a Muslim anyway because I've stopped drinking. I eat better. I'm focused. There was on my last TikTok the other day. I'm just saying that.
What's really funny is that he's the one who forwarded your TikTok to me. We have a little group of our Dawah team. He's the one who forwarded, and he's the one who was talking to you, and doesn't recognize you.
It's because I've normally got the orange thing on, and I've got the bald head and all that.
You look more young now than the video.
Yeah. So,
for example, our mosque, you're welcome to come down here. We'll obviously exchange details. You'll come to our mosque.
No problem. I'd love to.
Our mosque has got a youth club. It's got like a gym.
Which is your mosque?
Well, to be honest, I say my mosque. I live in Darnell, so
Okay.
we go to all the different mosques within our area. There's one particular one that really stands out, which is really active for the local community. But they're all like, I walk into any mosque now. Across Sheffield, I'll go to any mosque. I'll just walk in and I'll pray. That's the way it is. I don't really say this is my mosque or that's my mosque. The only reason I said my mosque is I do the youth club there, so maybe that's why I've got this association with it. But we want you to come down. We want you to experience the brotherhood. Like, and I do agree with you because many people take the shahada sometimes,
I
and
think they take it too soon because it's not about. See, religion for me has never been about buildings and things. It's always just been my relationship with God. And like I said I did a TikTok on Friday. It's like the more I read the Quran, it's like you've got the Old Testament, New Testament. This is like the third part in me. It's like
yeah,
because it sort of it doesn't say that what I read before is wrong. In fact, it almost supports it. It shows you what's to come
yeah. So,
and
for example, we speak to a lot of Christians, and we believe that Jesus Christ had a book with him. We believe that Jesus Christ was given a scripture. Now, if we said that the Bible that we have today, like King James Version, the RSV, NIV, whatever, now these aren't the scriptures or the gospels that Jesus Christ brought down with him.
no, I
For
understand
example,
that.
he actually says in the Bible in one of the passages that Jesus Christ went to the synagogues and the churches and he preached the gospel.
I know he did. Yeah.
So that my question to a lot of the Christians is, where is this gospel that Jesus Christ was preaching?
I
Because
just said to the guy, this guy who's very aggressive and he
yeah, yeah,
comes
yeah,
down right,
we had a little debate with him on our
and
channel
like
later on.
he couldn't really talk to me because I know the Bible as well. And I'm saying to him, look, all right, that's fair enough. Show me the gospel of Jesus. Show me the written word of Jesus, and there isn't. It's always Paul said, Mark said, he said. It's all second person,
Yeah.
which is
Claim to be
obviously
eyewitnesses, but it's still very
yeah,
debatable.
but the Quran is completely different because you've got that chain going all the way back, literally to Ishmael. Do you know? So, and like I said to him, show me a man who can remember the whole Bible. I don't know one.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And like I said, if Abdi was preaching in the mosque, then if he makes any mistake, there'll be 10, 20, 30
Yeah.
brothers
So,
who are going to correct
like
him.
for example, this Ramadan, I lead like the Tarawih prayers in our one of the mosques in Darnell. So I'm not the best like Hafiz, but like for example, I used to be leading, and I tell you now, any mistake I made, the people behind me were correcting me, and
Exactly.
I knew they were, and for example, I know myself I made a mistake as well sometimes. The thing is, the Quran is such a miraculous book that not only do I know it, but I know the people behind me know it as well. Now, tell me now, if I'm quoting a scripture in the Bible, how many people are going to be like, oh, you quoted that wrong? Half the time, people won't even know. They'll be like, is that in the Bible? They won't even know if it's in the Bible or not.
But this is the problem. You see, this guy's got lots. The guy who we're talking to, he's got lots of information, what he's picked up and cherry picked from different things. And actually, you can't read one line in a surah and expect to understand the whole of the hadith. You've got to. You can read. That's the problem. A lot of people take one single line and use that as a reason to make Islam look bad. So you get extremists and stuff that they'll get one piece of that, but they're not reading the whole thing,
Yeah, yeah.
and they're misunderstanding.
Thing is that, for example, even the verses of war, for example, so they'll quote, for example, chapter 9, verse number 4, and when it says that kill the disbelievers and fight them. For example, now this particular passage is talking about the polytheists that broke their treaty with the Muslims. For example, the Muslims and the Meccans had a treaty that they weren't going to
Yeah, I
fight
know
each other,
this,
and the Meccans broke this treaty. And that's why this verse, but they'll never quote the passage before it, the passage first
No,
passage.
I
They'll only quote this
understand.
one verse and will not quote either side. Now, and this was particularly because it says clearly in the Quran that it says talking to those polytheists. Whereas if you look at another point in the Quran, chapter 60, verse number 8, it says that Allah does not forbid you to show kindness to those people that didn't fight you, that didn't kick you out of your houses, and there's no harm in you being kind to them. Now the Quran here, that first thing about fighting the people was very specific to a specific person, a specific people. Whereas the commandment regards to showing kindness is regards to everyone. Now, how many people don't fight me? You know, like for example, everyone here, none of these people are kicking me out of my house. None of these people are,
No,
you know,
no.
fighting me. I try to show kindness to everybody.
This is the thing, you see, and unfortunately, the people that's in charge of the media, and you know they are, well, we can't talk about for. I mean, I've had my TikToks took down and everything because the people behind these platforms don't want the good message of Islam. They don't want it out there. They want to see idiots in the street shouting, and that is the problem. And that's why, from all these TikToks and stuff, I started doing it because the more I read the Quran, there is no hate in there. There is. It's only a good thing. You know, you've got the fundamental message. You know, if you're to take a life, it's like killing all of mankind, and to save a life is to save all mankind.
Yeah.
So you can't take that away from it and find somewhere in there that says it's okay to kill people and
So
hurt
again, like for
people.
example, the word used in that particular the words that you preferred, is German, is nas, means mankind.
Yeah,
So it's specific to everybody. Everyone falls within mankind. But what it is that people in the media, they don't want to show the Muslims in a positive light.
of course they don't. Of
Uh,
course they don't.
they want to show the Muslims as I don't know about even in the news lately. There was a guy called Riz Ahmed. I don't know if you know him. He's a Muslim Hollywood actor,
Right.
and he was saying we need to get Muslims to look positive within Hollywood. Like I'm not promoting Hollywood, but I'm saying that
No, no. I
clearly, if,
understand.
if the movies that we watch, first, if you look like 1970s, all Rambo Russians, or you know the Afghans or the Albanians are doing something. So naturally, when you're growing up, you're gonna have a negative perception of people that look different to you, maybe dress different to you,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you're just gonna have this negative perception of them.
Well,
Now,
look at me, right?
yeah, yeah.
How many people judge me? They see tattoos, they see a bald head, and they think straight away he's racist. He's, EDL. He's all this, and I'm not like that at all.
No, no. I tell you something. The first shahada that we ever had, like on our like this, you're going back like 10 years or something. I remember this guy came up to our stall, yeah, bald head, vest,
Yeah, yeah.
tattoos. He was wearing like a vest, and I looked at him and I thought, I was quite new to the Dawah scene. Like I was just started doing it. And I was like, okay, what's he gonna say? I got, when you're younger and you're seeing someone like that, you think, okay, you feel a bit intimidated.
Yeah, of
And then
course,
he came across a little bit harsh as well, actually, because he had some personal. His ex missus was having issues with a Muslim guy. He was not only did he look like a bit of an anti-Muslim, he had like perception already there against Muslims. And this person, when we started talking to him about the wonderful like nature of Islam, what we believed in, he just changed. He came to the masjid like a week later, and then he took his shahada because he saw how beautiful the religion was, and he wanted to embrace it. And for example, yourself, I can't think of you as what's your real name? I don't even.
Son,
San.
Simon.
Simon. You did say astaghfirullah. Simon. Now, we want you to get the real message of Islam, and it seems that you've already sort of incorporated that in your heart. You've started believing in it. It's just about take it at your own pace. But once you actually become Muslim, I think you're gonna excel. You're gonna go on, and you're gonna love the beauty of our religion, the togetherness, of the different how all the communities get together. And it's just a shame that the first experience you had was a negative experience. But
But it didn't stop me reading.
absolutely, no, that shows commitment. That
And
shows
what does it's the thing that if you take a step towards Allah, then,
Allah. Yeah, yes, subhanAllah. You took one step, Allah like runs
Yeah.
toward you, one hand span, he comes to you.
yeah. So
So it looks like you've been doing your research.
I've been studying the Quran for months and months now. Do you know what I mean? I
Yeah,
read
yeah.
it every day, so every day you understand a little bit more. So for me, my next step is to obviously get into, get around, because I can read a surah and I'll not quite understand it, and I haven't got that interaction where I can say, oh, now then, can you explain this to me?
Yeah, yeah,
Do
yeah.
you know what I mean?
But
I get this bit, but not that.
But I'll be honest with you, even Muslims are like that. Like for example, I'm learning, still in the process of learning Arabic. So when I read the verses, I have to really concentrate hard and understand. Oh, this is what this means, and then I ask my teacher. I'm studying like courses on understanding Arabic, and I'm like being Muslim all my life, and I'm still going through that process trying to learn. So the Quran is like an ocean. I tell you now, it's like an ocean. I was actually speaking with Abdi the other day actually about the Quran. That there's one thing about how to recite it. That's like a science within itself. How to recite the Quran, how to pronounce the words correctly, because we call it tajweed. Now, what's interesting about Arabic is I'm kind of diverging off topic here, but Arabic is one of the only languages that has this concept of tajweed, which is how to pronounce letters. Now, even in Hebrew, you have the Jewish scholars and they recite the Torah.
Yeah.
There's no concrete evidence that the way they're reciting is the way that's actually supposed to be written, because the concept of tajweed and dictionaries that is not really strong in the Hebrew. So, for example, even nowadays, when you get a Hebrew word and you don't understand the meaning, you look at the Arabic because they're Semitic languages and they're very similar. But the Quran's an ocean. You will never say get to a point that you think I've learnt everything. I guarantee you now. No, the biggest scholar of Islam now, he will never say I've learnt everything because there's so much to learn, and you'll always learn. The more you learn, the more you want to learn, and the more you learn, the more you realize how little you know. That's how it is.
Oh, this is it. And then, you know, I've also got the, all right, I've got people watching me on TikTok and stuff. And if you're given a forum, a platform, and you can get that message of Islam out there, you should do it.
Yeah.
Especially looking like me, especially being, you know, a white guy with tattoos and stuff. Because if I can get the message of Islam, then I can pass that on to people. They've more chance.
No, absolutely. I agree.
Seeing that,
There's a
you know
guy
what I
on, I don't know him personally, but like a guy called CFDawah. I don't know if you've seen it, called Hamza's Den.
You have to send me all.
Yeah. We'll link up. But there's a guy called, I think he's called Hamza. He's called Hamza. I don't know what his real name is actually now. But he's like Speaker's Corner. He's got like a ginger beard.
Oh, I've seen him.
Yeah, like now, I remember watching an interview that he did with another guy called Jordan M or something. These guys are YouTubers. I don't really know him personally. And then they were saying like, Hamza appealed to Jordan because he was the same as his white guy, looked white bag, ginger beard, and that appealed to him rather than the Asians who were giving dawah. And sometimes someone who's like, for example, I have like my brother-in-law is a white guy as well, English. He reverted to Islam. Now my brother-in-law now, but him, and he's from like a middle class background. Now, someone like that is going to have much more of an impact on someone who's also from a middle class English background than I am, because they're going to look at this person, oh, you're just talking because you've been brought up like this. But someone like yourself or someone like him, it's going to have more of an impact because it's one of their own.
Yeah, I agree, man.
Inshallah. But what we'll do is, I'll take you to a mosque. We'll exchange detail, unless you want to take your shahada now. But
I can't do it that quick, mate.
I'm joking. But we'll take you to a mosque. We'll take you to like a mosque. You're from Sheffield, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, she lives here. Oh, Crooks. Oh yeah, Crooks. I used to go to school near there.
Did you? Which one?
King Edward's.
Oh, my son goes there.
Oh right.
Yeah. Yeah, my son goes there. So, so I'd love to do it. It's like I said, for me, as far as my next step, it's difficult when even my family or my wife, everything. It's not an easy thing to just turn around and say from the background I'm in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's. I've got to ease them into it.
Yeah, no,
bit,
but
you know what I mean?
But I'm guessing they've already seen your videos. Some of them.
My son and my daughter, as they support me.
Yeah.
They're a bit older, but I've got, my wife's Lithuanian, and lovely girl, but and I've got 2 kids with her as well. But I think from her background, the way Lithuania is, it's a bit
very Christian, isn't it?
It's a bit more Catholic and that. Do you know what I mean? So we'll have to see how it goes.
Sure, no, like for example, my friend who's I said he became Muslim. Who's like, he said he looked like an Indian man. I think his wife was also from like a Eastern European background, and I just think it just takes time. And like there's a lot of people you hear the negative stories. There's so many people who become Muslim and the families are against them, but then you hear all these positive stories as well. Like,
hey, right, hold on. We're still recording.
Yeah, I can take it off if you want.
No, it's all good.
I'll do this a separate video.
I'm gonna.
You do a separate video. Do a separate video.
How do I do that?
Let me pause it and then.